Hey everyone, I am Lenny, and today I need to talk to you about a mistake. Not a complicated mistake, not a Wall Street mistake, not something that requires a finance degree to understand. A simple, quiet, completely ordinary mistake that is leaving American seniors broke in retirement. Right now, all across this country. I have been a financial advisor for a long time. I have sat with hundreds of retired Americans, and I can tell you with complete certainty this one investment mistake shows up more consistently, causes more damage, and is more preventable than anything else I see in retirement accounts. And the reason it keeps happening is not because seniors are careless or uninformed. It is because this mistake feels like the safe choice. It feels like the responsible choice. It feels like exactly what a careful, prudent person should do with their retirement money. And that is exactly what makes it so dangerous. Stay with me, because what I am about to share could change the entire trajectory of your retirement. Before we begin, everything I share today is for educational purposes only. I am a financial advisor sharing general information, not personal financial advice. Please always consult a qualified professional before making investment decisions. Now let us get into it. The mistake is this: playing it too safe with your retirement investments for too long. I know. I know what some of you are thinking right now. Lenny, how can being too safe be a mistake? I am retired. I cannot afford to lose money. Safety is the whole point. And I understand that completely. That instinct, the instinct to protect what you have worked your entire life to build, is not wrong. It comes from wisdom and experience and genuine love for your own security and your family's future. But here is the financial reality that nobody is being honest enough with seniors about. Playing it too safe in retirement does not protect your money. It slowly destroys it. Not dramatically, not in a crash, just quietly, invisibly, month by month, year by year, through the one force that safe investments cannot defeat: inflation. Let me show you exactly what I mean with real numbers. If you have $300,000 in retirement savings sitting in a traditional savings account earning 2% per year, which is approximately what most bank savings accounts are offering right now, here is what happens to that money over 20 years. Nominally, your account grows. After 20 years at 2%, you have approximately $445,000. That sounds fine. That sounds like growth. But here is the part nobody shows you. Inflation over that same 20-year period, at even a modest 3% annual rate, has reduced the purchasing power of every dollar you own by nearly half. The $445,000 you have in your account in 20 years buys approximately the same amount as $247,000 buys today. You did not grow your retirement. You shrank it by nearly $53,000 in real purchasing power, while thinking you were being safe. That is what playing it too safe actually costs. Not a dramatic loss. A slow, invisible, mathematically certain erosion of everything you worked your entire life to build. And here is what makes this mistake so common among the seniors I work with. The financial industry has done a very good job of training people to think about investment risk in only one direction: the risk of losing money in a market downturn. That risk is real. I am not dismissing it. But there is another risk that is just as real and far more certain: the risk of your money losing purchasing power because it is not growing fast enough to keep pace with the rising cost of living. Both risks are real. Both risks deserve to be managed. And the seniors who arrive at 80 in the best financial shape are almost always the ones who found the balance between the two, rather than eliminating one risk by accepting the other completely. So what does the right balance actually look like for a retired senior in 2026? Let me give you the framework I use with my own clients. The first principle is what I call the foundation and growth model. Your retirement portfolio should be divided into two distinct purposes. The foundation is money you absolutely cannot afford to lose. Money that covers your essential living expenses for the next 3 to 5 years. This money belongs in stable, liquid, low-risk vehicles, high-yield savings accounts, short-term treasury bonds, certificates of deposit. This money is not trying to beat inflation. It is trying to be there with certainty when you need it. 1 to 2 years of living expenses in cash or near cash. Another 2 to 3 years in slightly less liquid but still stable instruments. That is your foundation. It is sacred. It does not take risk. The growth layer is everything else, and this is where too many seniors make the mistake. The money that you will not need for 5, 7, 10 years. Money that has time to weather market fluctuations and recover from downturns. That money needs to be working hard enough to outpace inflation. For most retired seniors, that means a meaningful allocation to diversified equity investments. Broad market index funds, dividend-paying stocks, real estate investment trusts. The kinds of investments that have historically grown at rates that consistently outpace inflation over long periods. Not speculative investments. Not individual stocks based on tips. Diversified, low-cost, broad market exposure that gives your long-term money a fighting chance against the invisible enemy of inflation. The second principle is matching your investment timeline to your investment type. This is the concept that changes everything for most of the seniors I work with. When you look at your retirement savings, different portions of that money have completely different timelines. The money you will spend in the next 2 years has a 2-year timeline. The money you will spend in year 15 of retirement has a 15-year timeline. These two pools of money should not be invested the same way. The 2-year money needs safety and certainty. The 15-year money needs growth. Treating all of your retirement savings as if it all has a 2-year timeline because you are afraid of any volatility means your 15-year money is being starved of the growth it needs to be there and be valuable when you need it 15 years from now. The third principle is the real cost of ultra-safe investments, and I want to make this concrete because I think seeing the actual numbers is what finally makes this real for people. The difference between a retirement portfolio earning 2% and one earning 6% over 20 years is not small. On $300,000, 2% over 20 years gives you approximately $445,000. 6% over 20 years gives you approximately $963,000, more than double. The difference, $518,000, is not from taking reckless risks. It is from accepting the normal, manageable, long-term volatility of a properly diversified growth portfolio rather than hiding everything in savings accounts and bonds. That $518,000 difference is the real cost of playing it too safe. Now, I want to address something directly because I know it is coming up for some of you right now. Lenny, what about market crashes? What if I put money in equities and the market drops 30% right when I need it? This is exactly the right question, and the answer comes back to the foundation and growth model I described. If your essential living expenses for the next 3 to 5 years are protected in stable, safe, liquid instruments, then a market downturn in your growth layer does not force you to sell at a loss. You draw from your foundation while your growth investments recover. You never have to sell equities in a down market because you have planned specifically so that you do not need to. The foundation protects you from the sequence of returns risk that makes market volatility genuinely dangerous for retirees. The growth layer protects you from the inflation risk that makes ultra-safe investing quietly devastating over a long retirement. The fourth principle is getting professional guidance. And I say this not because I want to sell you anything, but because the specific balance between safety and growth that is right for you depends on factors that are unique to your situation. Your age, your health, your other income sources, your essential monthly expenses, your family situation, your emotional relationship with market volatility. These variables matter enormously in determining the right allocation for your specific retirement. A qualified fee-only financial advisor, someone who is paid for their advice rather than for selling you products, can help you find that balance in a way that is genuinely personalized to your life. That conversation is worth having. It may be the most financially impactful hour you spend this year. Here is your action plan. This week, look at where your retirement savings are currently invested. What is the actual expected return on each account? What is the realistic inflation-adjusted return after you subtract the current inflation rate? If the honest answer is that your money is not keeping pace with inflation, that is important information. Take that information to a financial advisor. Ask specifically about the foundation and growth model. Ask about your inflation risk. Ask whether your current allocation is appropriate for a retirement that could last 25 or 30 years. You worked your entire life to build what you have. Protecting it does not mean hiding it from all risk. It means managing risk intelligently. protecting what you need in the short term and growing what you need for the long term. That is how you stay out of the broke at 80 statistic, not by being fearless, by being smart. I am Lenny, and I genuinely care about your retirement security. If today helped you see your investment strategy differently, please hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Retirement Clarity and hit that bell so you never miss a new video. Share this with someone you know whose retirement savings deserve a second look. And drop your question in the comments. What does your current retirement allocation look like? Are you playing it too safe? Tell me below. I am Lenny. Protect your retirement intelligently, and I will see you in the very next one.